What is the scariest thing you have ever read about the universe? The Great Attractor. It's a gravitational anomaly situated some 200 million light years away from us, and it's pulling the Milky Way and a few other nearby galaxies towards it. We have no idea what it is because it's blocked by the Milky Way's galactic core, which has so much gas and dust it makes it difficult to see behind. False vacuum theory. There is a theory that spacetime itself might not be completely stable. We just happen to be sitting on a relatively stable energy, like a dammed up lake, but some sort of catalyst or high energy event could push us over the energy barrier, i.e., break the dam. That would cause spacetime itself to destabilize, release a ton of energy as it drops down to a more stable state. And like an exothermic chemical reaction, the released energy would fuel even more destabilization in a chain reaction until the entire universe is destroyed. Yay! If you had a soda straw 8 feet long, and you held it up and looked through it at night in a random direction, and your eyesight was strong enough, you would be able to see about 10,000 galaxies, not stars, galaxies. Just the mind-boggling size freaks me out sometimes. Gamma ray bursts. Magnetars. Magnetars have powerful magnetic fields that emit huge amounts of high-energy electromagnetic radiation. Earth has already been hit with some minor blasts but nothing damaging. But this blast came from around 50,000 light years away, and the closest magnetar to Earth is only 9,000 light years. Google the Fermi paradox. Equal parts scary and sad. Related to the Fermi paradox, the idea of the Great Filter. The galaxy is not filled with advanced civilizations, so some factor or process, must be preventing them from arising or prospering. If we're lucky, it's something we've already gotten past. Maybe life is really unlikely to evolve in the first place. Or maybe life is extremely unlikely to become intelligent. But if we're unlucky, maybe it's something in our future. Maybe sapient species are extremely likely to wipe themselves out before they can spread to the stars. Or maybe there is something out there wiping them out. What is beyond how far light has traveled? Stephen Hawking's comment that the Higgs boson can theoretically collapse the universe, and since it would collapse at the speed of light, it is entirely possible it's already happened and it just hasn't reached us yet. Yes, it's possible the entire universe is doomed and it could hit us at any moment. Time dilation. An accurate clock at rest with respect to one observer may be measured to tick at a different rate when compared to a second observer's own equally accurate clocks. This effect arises neither from technical aspects of the clocks nor from the fact that signals need time to propagate, but from the nature of spacetime itself. This isn't some crazy hypothesis. It's a testable and proven fact. The fact that time itself is not constant for everyone and everything. That it is relative to me personally and my speed in the universe. This bothers and upsets me for some reason. Because of the expansion of the universe, there will be a time when all of the other stars and galaxies are so far away that the night sky will be empty. If you would like to know what this looks like, move to a city that we don't look up at the sky, but rather down into the void stuck to the floor solely by gravity. It might be just a simulation. The sun, the earth, stars, planets, solar systems, galaxies, clusters and superclusters make up about 4 to 5% of the observable universe. The other 95% is both dark matter and dark energy, forces and substances that, as far as we know, are incomprehensible by our current laws of science. Scale of the universe gives me chills every time I go from fully zoomed in to fully zoomed out. Highly recommend checking it out. A sufficiently large asteroid with the right trajectory could fling us out of the solar system without ever touching us. My orbital mechanics professor told us that one on Halloween. Nerd scary story. That's more of a rogue planetesimal than an asteroid. Gamma ray bursts. A narrow beam of intense radiation released during a supernova or hypernova as a rapidly rotating, high-mass star collapses to form a neutron star, quark star, or black hole. How intense is it? Well, a typical burst releases as much energy in a few seconds as the sun will in its entire 10 billion year lifetime. Pretty hardcore, right? But we detect them up pretty regularly. So why is it scary? Well, the GRBs we detect are usually billions of light years away, not in our own galaxy. If there is a gamma ray burst in our own galaxy and the burst is pointed at Earth, we are toast. The people on the side of the Earth facing the GRB can expect radiation sickness and pretty quick death. The people on the opposite side of the Earth can expect a major dose of radiation, but they will probably live long enough to realize the ozone layer has been stripped away and that everything on Earth is going to die pretty soon. And there's no advance warning. Luckily, the probability of such an event is just incredibly low. Almost more amazing how unlikely it is to happen than what it can do. Dunno about you, but it's not the probability that scares most people. It's that with any other type of world-ending event we'd most likely have warning signs. We'd have the time to say goodbye and make amends or spend time with people we love, and all the rest of that. With a gamma ray burst it's just over. You could go out with half a shit hanging out your ass and a scowl on your face while you think about stupid shit going on at work or at home. There's no going home and hugging your children or calling your parents for your last time. You're just gone. That scares the hell out of me. Fucker is too big. Fucking universe. The cheeky cunt. That I'll be dead by the time all the really cool things happen and can be observed. If black holes don't scare you, then nothing about the universe is going to. Although black holes are pretty damn scary if you're near one. I feel like a lot of the fear is simply from misconceptions. Please correct if I'm wrong. I'm not a physicist. People often believe that black holes simply sucks up everything around it and destroys everything. While this is partly true, the truth is that if you were, let's say, 10,000 km from the center of a planet that is composed of gas, you would experience the same gravitational attraction if that gas was compressed into a black hole. For example, if the sun became a black hole, all the planets would still orbit as they normally do. Density doesn't matter. Distance from the center and mass matter. Okay, so here's how it goes. Black holes aren't massive. They're dense. Technically, a black hole the size of an atom can exist. And yes, this atomic-sized black hole will suck up everything it encounters. This is why people feared the LHC when it first became operational. The thing is, black holes are not just some eternal vacuum. Black holes release radiation, specifically, Hawking radiation, D. And since energy and mass are interchangeable, it's understood that the more radiation, energy, these black holes release, the more mass they lose. For galaxy-sized black holes, this means that it'll take something like 10 to the power of infinifuck years to degrade to the point it stops being a black hole. For an atom? Well, you're looking at the scale of nanoseconds or picoseconds, far too short to become large enough to destroy our beloved planet, Earth. Hope that clarifies. Source: physics degree, but also 6 glasses white wine, apogies for inadequacies/spelling mistakes, that we could exist in a false vacuum, meaning that the entire universe, or what we observe of it, at this point in time, exists in a false vacuum state. By some cause, a lower vacuum state could exist and would cause spontaneous conversion of our universe into a lower state, expanding at nearly the speed of light, on the order of billions of years. It's more likely the universe could randomly create a lower vacuum state and initiate its own destruction. Worse yet would be purposeful or accidental expression of a lower state, such as through an experimental particle accelerator, or as a doomsday weapon. If such an event occurred on Earth, we would be eliminated wholesale in under 60 milliseconds. Go hug your family. At some point, it didn't exist yet. What was there before then? Nothing? And where was this nothing? Nowhere? Fuck. And that segues right into existentialism. Fun shit. There. Eventual heat death. The day I learned about heat death was a very bad day for me. I won't even be alive anymore. But it makes me so sad that the sun will burn out. That'll be a tough day on planet Earth. Isaac Asimov's The Last Question. Eventually, every star will burn out and die. Black holes. They literally gave me nightmares. I remember when I got my first science textbook back in 4th grade, and when I was skimming through, I came across our solar system. I became so obsessed with space from that point on that even today it's my dream to go aboard the International Space Station and just float around. Anyway, so I'm finished reading about our solar system and I move on to the next page where it begin to talk about black holes in great detail. For about 2 weeks after reading about them, I would have nightmares about a black hole showing up undiscovered by NASA and proceeding to swallow the Earth. TLDR, black holes scare the hell out of me. Kind of on the subject of black holes fucking you up, my sister took a psychology class in college that focused a lot on mental disorders. When she was studying schizophrenia, she read about a specific case where a woman had absolutely zero symptoms of schizophrenia. One day she was driving down the highway, looked in her rear view mirror, and witnessed a black hole form, grow, and begin to swallow up everything behind her. The woman obviously had a severe panic attack and crashed her car. She survived, but I honestly cannot imagine anything that would fuck my brain up more than that. If I saw with my own eyes a black hole materialize, I don't think I could ever be okay again.